This Gumpaste snowflake was made using the fine art form of quilling. Quilling is an art form that coils strips of paper into shapes and then arranges those shapes into different designs. And I'm going to show you how you can make this using Gumpaste. You'll need a few specialty tools to start, and I'm going to show you those now. This here is a strip cutter, and it cuts 6 strips with one pressing. And this is strip cutter number 2, and it's made by Gem Cutters. That's J-E-M, and you can find it online. You'll also need a quilling tool, and a quilling tool has a rubberized handle which is easy for twirling, and at the tip it's got a little pronged edge tip to it. Now I took a little paring knife and I opened those prongs a little wider for the gum paste because it was really thin for paper, of course, but gum paste is thicker, so you'll need to find that, and you can find that at your craft stores. Okay, and you'll need some water with a brush. This is a water pen that has water in the base here, but any kind of a brush and water will work. You'll need a tool for cutting, and I also use my Dresden tool. As you'll see earlier, it helps me move the strips of gum paste where I want them, and I like this little fine point there. And of course you'll need gum paste, white gum paste, and something to roll it out with. All right, to make the snowflake, you're going to need the following shapes in the following amount. So we'll need 13 of these tiny little coils. You're going to need 12 of the marquee, or I like to call it an eyeball shape or a petal shape. And you'll also need 12 of this sea scroll shape. Okay, and I'm going to show you right now how you make those. Okay, here I have my gum paste that I've already rolled out and cut, and I wanted to show you the lengths you're going to need for the different shapes. So this is the length of the cutter, and you're going to use this one for the marquee shape. And then you cut half of a strip for the sea scroll and a quarter of the strip for the tiny coils. Now the coil is a no-brainer. You just roll it up and you seal the edge with water, and you've got your tiny coil. So I won't even demonstrate that one. But we're going to go on to the sea scroll, and I'll show you how you do that. Now it's crucial that your gum paste is not too wet and not too dry. If it's too wet, it will be floppy and it won't stand up on its edge, which is what you want it to do, so you can coil it. And if it's too dry, it'll start cracking on you. So you've got to just get a feel for it, and it shouldn't feel sticky, but it should be a bit moist. And you put your gum paste in the edge of the slot, and you make sure you're in enough and start rolling towards the center. This is for the sea scroll. When you get to the center of that, you stop and use your Dresden tool to gently hold it and work the quilling tool out. Then you go to the other side and do the same thing. Oh, and that happens. Every once in a while it'll break off the little tip if it's starting to get too dry, and you just go back and start again. And you can use your hands to hold it for a second. It'll dry pretty quickly depending on the temperature in the room. Sometimes you have to go back and twist it again and just hold it for a second. And that's your C shape. Now for the marquee, you stand it on its side. Okay, so you put the quilling tool in the edge and start spinning and coiling it up loosely. And then I finish the rest just with my hand. I gently take that out, bring it around, and we want to make it about 1 inch wide. So you make your loops with spaces in here because they're not a tight coil, and then just with your water you seal the edge. And use your tool to hold the inside loop so that you can press that outside edge and it'll stick. Then you take the 2 ends and you give it a pinch, and then pinch in the center. And that's how you make the marquee. Once all your shapes have dried, you simply arrange all the shapes on top of your buttercream cake into the design that you like in the shape of a snowflake. And if you're placing it on top of a fondant cake, you would just attach it with water and it would stick just like that. So I hope you've enjoyed and have learned a lot here, and that you've enjoyed quilling gum paste as much as I do.